We found a chemtrailer. Check this out.
Senator Kennedy, my name is Emily, and my biggest concern is the stratospheric aerosol injections that are continuously peppered on us every day. Bromium, aluminum, strong.
What the hell is bromium? Bromium is not an element. She talking about boron? Is she just like randomly naming chemicals that exist?
It's sprayed in our skies all day long.
No, it's not. No, it's not. There's usually a grain of truth to this shit. There is not even a grain of truth to this.
And I know you've talked to Dane Wigington about this. He seems to be one of the experts in the field.
Is there a question?
Yes. How do we stop it?
You don't, because it's not happening. These people, bro, like, there used to be a time when the left was more on the anti-vax side. It was kind of like they were into like new age stuff. It was like a left-wing position, you know? And COVID, man, that broke people's brains like you wouldn't believe. Or like, I guess you would believe it because most people watching this are probably there to see it too. It is absolutely wild to watch these people go down this bizarre rabbit hole like this. Bromide. Yeah, bromide exists. Bromide might be the chemical I was thinking of. Is that the one?
That is not happening in my agency.
Chemtrails not happening at my agency. No, they're not happening at any agency. It's fictitious, okay? It's not real. It was never real. You know where the chemtrail conspiracy came from in the first place? When planes fly by, they have these contrails. They release. All right, here's a little thing on it. Condensation trails, white streaks you often see behind airplanes flying at high altitudes. They form when hot, humid exhaust from jet engines mix with the cold air in the upper atmosphere. That's what a contrail is, okay? So when you see a plane fly up in the air and you see trails going behind them, it's not a bunch of chemicals that they're using to control the population or whatever the fuck you think is going on. They are the result of hot air meeting with cold air, basically.
That is not happening in my agency. You know, we don't do that. It's done.
Oh my! Don't say it's done. Invalidate it. Say it's not done.
By DARPA.
DARPA. Yeah, it's done by DARPA. Oh my God, bro.
We don't do that. It's done. We think by DARPA. And a lot of it now is coming out of the jet fuel.
Yes,
so,
sir.
you know, those materials are put in jet fuel.
Okay, well, I mean, that's an interesting choice that he did just now. He chose to claim that it wasn't like necessarily like a conscious decision that people made to like try to get people to think differently by releasing these chemicals. I guess he's saying this is just like a clean air problem rather than an intentional like setting out to brainwash people problem or whatever, right? Okay, I'll take it. I mean, it's a small W, but it's a W, I suppose.
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
I'm going to do everything in my power to stop it. We're bringing on somebody who's going to think only about that, find out who's doing it, and holding them accountable.
Yes, sir.
Dude, what is this? What the hell am I looking at right now? Why is this at the end of the fucking video? Are they implying that RFK Jr. is evil? I think that's what they're saying. That was the creepiest shit I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Just suddenly, right there. Let's check out chemtrails. Let's just see what they got going on here. r/chemtrails is like 50-50 trolls and people that genuinely believe it and are trying to convince the trolls that it's real. Like, they post these types of pictures all over the place. A couple days ago, there were clear blue skies with probably about the same aircraft in the sky and not a white line in sight. Today, that changed. Tell me you don't understand the first fucking thing about science without saying it. Look at this. Do you support RFK Jr. banning chemtrails? Yes. Let's take a look at the comments on this puppy. Yes, of course I do. It will either do nothing, as of course chemtrails aren't real, or a law will be so poorly written that it will ban all flights above 20,000 feet. Either way, If you are not from the USA, it will be funny as f. Okay, I can appreciate that comment. I'm from Europe and I can confirm. Sure, I think he should ban killing unicorns and the abuse of phys-tech drugs while he's at it. Chemtrails, what a pile of shit from people that should be admitted to a psych ward. All right, let's sort by controversial. See what we got here. Chemtrails is just water vapor. Why is that controversial? I live in Minnesota and I never really noticed them before now. I see them all the time, constantly. How would he go after DARPA? Oh my God, dude. Easily the most important legislation of this century and long overdue. Think of the future generations of children born under chemtrail-free skies. Thank you, RFK. This is so incredibly fucking stupid. The problem is if they tried to ban chemtrails, it wouldn't do anything because they're not happening. So the contrails would continue to appear. We would continue to have contrails. And people would, like, even if he banned them, people would still be like, why are there still, like, chemtrails all over the place? It's such an incredible fucking joke, dude. These people. How's the Secretary of Health and Human Services going to ban jet air travel? Yes, and let's ban the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, Chupacabras, the Great Pumpkin, and the Tooth Fairy as well. I was under the impression it was a Tooth Bunny. Isn't it a Tooth Bunny? I think fairy is like a deprecated word that people don't really appreciate you using anymore. I didn't think that it was a tooth fairy. I'm just kidding. Anyway, all right, let's keep looking here. And see what else we got on this absolute insanity of a let's see what else we got here on this absolutely insane subreddit. God, I can get this out. Pauline Young, Trump stopped the military from doing the chemtrails already. Totally agree with you about my children and grandchildren. I also believe that Trump is our hope, and he and his administration is working hard to straighten so much out. Dude, these people live in another reality, honestly. Please help us ban the cloud seeding program in Ohio. Or, I'm sorry, in Idaho. Change.org. 443 verified signatures. Let's read this. The issue. We, the undersigned residents of Idaho, demand a permanent ban on all forms of atmospheric spraying and weather modification, including cloud seeding and geoengineering operations within our skies. To my knowledge, that's already banned. Nobody does that. In Vietnam, they seeded the clouds with, like, particles that would make it rain, and it extended the monsoon season. So extending the monsoon season is something that is technically within our purview. It is technically something that we are capable of doing. It's not that hard. It's not that impressive or crazy or any of that. It's just, it's within our power. However, to my knowledge, I believe that, like, it's banned. Like, we're not allowed to seed clouds. I think that it's a war crime nowadays, something like that. Okay, so you can't use it for wartime, but Idaho actively employs cloud seeding to enhance snowfall during the winter months, primarily to bolster water resources for agriculture, hydropower, and ecosystems. While the main objective isn't to extend the seasons per se, recent advancements aim to broaden the window of effective cloud seeding, thereby slightly lengthening the period during which snowpack can accumulate. Interesting. That's a creative method of solving, like, problems that arose from, what, climate change or whatever, right? Super interesting. And these poor dumb fools cannot be helped to save their own lives. These guys are just, they are too stupid for their own good. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how else to say it. Absolutely insane. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Including cloud seeding and geoengineering operations within our skies. For too long, our communities have witnessed persistent trails, unnatural weather shifts, and unexplained sky haze, all while being kept in the dark about exactly what's being released above us. You're not kept in the dark. You can just look this up. There's no, like, secret operation or whatever the fuck. These operations are often conducted without meaningful public consent, transparency, or proper environmental oversight. Without meaningful public consent? So you're telling me that you know that it's happening and that there's a vote on it and that the public, can look this information up or whatever? Is that what I'm reading? Substances such as silver iodide, potassium iodide, and other aerosolized metals and chemicals pose serious health risks to human health, soil integrity, water quality, ecological balance. These people need help, seriously. These people are literally like arguing to kill themselves or to kill each other, because what's happening right now is necessary for the environment to make sure that there's enough water for agriculture season. And they're petitioning against it. It is so ridiculous. Here, what's this? F-22 Raptor filmed with a camera so fancy you can see vertical stabilizers get all wobbly? I don't know what I'm looking at here, or why I care. Feel like the government and space aliens are targeting me directly, like they got a personal beef with me. Because there's like a ring around the sun, is that? And we've got these weird cloud formations. You know, a lot of these cloud formations that these people complain about are naturally occurring cloud formations. There's like no secret. There were no like planes flying overhead or chemtrails or any of that. This is just how it works. My God, bro. Again, it's hard to know which ones are trolls and which aren't on here. Virginia, they're just posting pictures of contrails. And I think this one in the back that goes vertically, I believe that this is an actual natural cloud formation. I could be wrong. So tired of the gaslighting, this person says. He sees a contrail. Brother, nobody said that contrails are not real. We all acknowledged that at the beginning of this conversation. Look at this. Yeah, I hate it when people tell me clouds are real and not part of an overly complicated conspiracy. That's funny. Lol, gaslighting bot says planes birth permanent clouds, lol. That's how we know you're bots, because no one is stupid enough to think a temporary heat source can cause condensation to become permanent. That's not what's happening. Oh my God. Yeah, and he's a bot, totally. Absolutely, he's a bot. Anybody that disagrees with the chemtrail conspiracy is a bot, right? Jesus. Wait, what's this say? Right. My favorite part of the subreddit is when you get a vague post like this and you have to guess if it's satirical or a genuine conspiracy nut who thinks that they're in good company, right? I love that shit. Oh, it's so good. I'm a big fan of the subreddit, actually, for that reason. It's so entertaining. Milky Mornings. Are they posting this to prove that, like, fog exists or something? Yes, we all knew fog existed. Holy Christ. They post weird cloud formations and claim it's chemtrails. I don't know what this is. Oh my God, dude. Is this real? This is a good example. You can't tell if it's satire. Should we sue the government for spraying us with cancer? Is it why so many people are become homosexual now? Because they are spraying us like crazy because even the frogs are turning? That has to be satire, right? I'm just taking a look here. Hold on. See if I can find... What's this? Is this just some dude filming like a contrail forming or whatever? Yes, we know this happens. There's nothing surprising about it. Yeah, we already saw that. What's this? Oh, I've seen that. Oh my God. Look, this is irrefutable proof right here that they're trying to spray us with gay. The contrails are even rainbow colored. They couldn't hide the rainbow. They tried to cover the rainbow up because, you know, if something is gay, then it has to be rainbow colored. There's no other choice. It can't be blue, can't be pink. It has to be rainbow. Guys, I'm begging you, please get fucking help. This is wild, dude, really. And there's like so much stuff on here, them trying to disprove contrails and stuff.
We've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50...
That's funny. Yeah, the guy was not being a conspiracy theorist. That's true. That is how anti-radar works. Because radar works by bouncing off of the atmosphere, like bouncing signals off of the atmosphere. And by throwing bits of metal, it's not particles of metal, it's bits of metal that are visible that you can see. By throwing by throwing bits of metal into the atmosphere, releasing them, it confuses radars. It makes it impossible to tell, like, where the planes are that are flying overhead. They're just doing a practice exercise. There's no conspiracy to be had here. Jesus, people, get help, really. Oh, here we go. Chemtrail buzzword bingo. What do we got? They, the amorphous, ambiguous they, are out to get us. Milky white haze, the fog. The government already admits it. HAARP. I'm not familiar. You're blindly believing in science. That's cloud seeding. Operation Popeye. Shill. Link's YouTube video. Look up. Florida bill. Bot. Troll. Link's Twitter post. Pilots admit to it. That's SRM. Government agent. What are they spraying? Simmering vinegar. Checkerboard pattern. I saw a trail, now it's cloudy. Trump will stop this. My children are unsafe. And geoengineering. Those are the bingo words that we can expect on this subreddit. I'm so deeply entertained by this shit. It's probably immoral at this point, how entertained I am.